Summoning in AFK Arena is very simple on the surface, but it has some very detailed features in it that we're going to go through today. First, we're going to look at the different ways to summon. First, you can use diamonds. Now, it's 300 diamonds for a single pull or 2,700 diamonds for a 10 pull. Due to this, it's recommended that you never do single diamond pulls for summons because it is going to be less efficient than saving for a 10 pull. Next up, we have normal scrolls. Normal scrolls are summoning from the same pool as your diamonds. It's just we use those scrolls instead of diamonds. Then we have faction scrolls. Now, faction scrolls are something that is going to allow you to summon for a specific faction of your choice between Lightbearers, Graveborn, Wilders, and Maulers. And then we have friendship summons. Now, friendship summons you get from friendship points. They have lower rates than the other summons, but still nice to collect those friendship points every day to be able to get them. Next up, we have soul stones. Now, these are something you're going to gather throughout time through things like the King's Tower and stuff like that. These are going to give you a random hero based on the rarity of the soul stones. Purple will give you elite heroes and blue will give you rare heroes. And then we have faction select cards. Now, every time you do 100 summons on your account, not including friendship summons, you will be able to get one of these cards. It allows you to choose a faction and it will give you a random elite hero from that faction. Then as you progress further into the game, at chapter 16, you will unlock the stargazing room. Now, this allows you to select a specific hero that you want to summon for. It is going to cost you 5,000 diamonds per 10 pull, or you can use stargazing cards, which you will primarily be getting from events such as the Voyage of Wonders and Abyssal Expedition, or from the faction towers later in the game. Now, with the stargazing room, it's highly recommended to only stargaze for celestial and hypergean heroes, not including Wukong, Flora, Aziz, and Athalia. Due to them being obtainable from the shops, you want to go for those unique celestials and hypergeans that are much harder to obtain, so you're going to get more value out of your summons. The final type of summoning we have is going to be the hero select summoning in the Noble Tavern. Now, you unlock this through the Field of Stars once you reach Ascended with a hero. The amount of select summons you can do per month is determined at the top of the screen in the tavern. This is determined by the number of unlocks you have in the big torch in the Field of Stars, and this is determined by the amount of ascended heroes on your account. Now, this type of summoning works very similar to normal summons. It is a bit more expensive, being 3,000 for a 10 pull, but whenever you do summon an elite hero in these types of summons, it will be that selected hero, provided you still have chances available to you for that month. The next thing we have to take a look at is going to be the wish list. Now, this is a very handy feature where you can select up to 5 heroes from each faction that you really want to summon. Now, don't leave any of these spots blank, because if you do, there is a chance that you will just get a random hero, and you can also get legendary tier heroes, which are the more common heroes at an elite ascension. So definitely fill this out is the recommended way to go. But when you summon using diamonds, scrolls, faction scrolls, or friendships, every elite hero that you get is guaranteed to be one of these heroes from your wish list, unless on the very small chance, which is very lucky, you do get a celestial or hypergean. However, for the soul stones and the faction select cards that you get every 100 summons, these do not obey the wish list, so you can get any random hero from the game when using these. This wishlist only applies to those regular types of summons, but it's a very good way to narrow down on the heroes that you want to build. Some heroes for new players to put on their wishlist. From the Lightbearers, we have Lucius, who is a great early game tank. He falls off a little bit later, but for the early progression, he is the best tank by far. Then we have Rowan, a fantastic support through the whole game. Really good heals that are intelligent and only heal an ally when they really need it. Then we have Rosaline, another strong support who's really going to buff your main damage dealer, which in the early game is really strong when you have a main damage dealer who is leveled above the rest of your team. And then she still has relevance in boss fights later on. And finally, Gwyneth, who becomes stronger in the later game when she gets past level 221, because she can start stunning multiple enemies with her lightning arrows. From the Maulers, Sophia becomes really strong in the late game. Titus is really strong in the early game as a carry, and then has niche uses in the end game. The newly added Kren can deal some massive damage, and Screg is an all-round good tank that also has great support for his allies who battle in the enemy side of the battlefield. From the Wilders, Iron is a great carry from early to endgame. Same with Saurus. Saurus also has the advantage of being very strong in boss fights. Then we have Tassi, who's just an amazing support CC unit, and Leica, who is great to bring into any team for the haste buff at the start of the battle. And finally, for the Graveborn, we have Daemon, who is a very strong carry hero in the early game through to the late game, and also very tanky. The fact that he deals damage based on the enemy's max HP means he's always going to scale well and deal nice damage in campaign and tower. Then we have Silas, who's a really good healer in the early game and flows on into the end game. Pharrell for some really strong crowd control, and then Isolde for being very tanky but also having some damage capabilities. So that should cover all the basics to summoning in AFK Arena. Like we said at the start, it's a very simplistic looking system, but it does have a lot more in-depth features, and hopefully this can point you in the right direction when summoning. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.